Imagine beefing with someone so hard that you drive to their city, rent a billboard on their street, plaster your diss track all over it, and the person you're coming for does not even blink? That is the humiliating reality NLE Choppa, or as he now calls himself, NLE The Great, is currently living, and the rap world cannot stop laughing. If you're just finding us, hit subscribe and tap that notification bell right now, because the hip-hop watchdog never misses a story this unhinged. Let's rewind to Halloween 2025. NLE Choppa, freshly rebranded as NLE The Great, dropped a diss track called KO, and he went full Tupac about it. Not metaphorically, literally. The man sampled the exact Dennis Edwards track that Tupac used for the most savage diss song ever recorded, Hit 'Em Up. He filmed a music video with a YoungBoy lookalike. He danced. He rapped about YoungBoy poisoning the youth. He said YoungBoy was the reason men were beating women and calling it normal. He called him a puppet of the music industry. He went in deep, hard, and personal. And YoungBoy said absolutely nothing. So NLE escalated. He rented a billboard in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, YoungBoy's own hometown, the city that made him, the streets that shaped him, and plastered KO all over it. The billboard originally featured NLE holding up a severed head designed to look like YoungBoy. That image was later swapped out for a snake, which honestly is more insulting. He put that man's diss track on a giant sign in the middle of YoungBoy's own neighborhood and basically said, "Your city is mine now too." YoungBoy still said nothing. But his fan base, oh, they went to war. YB fans immediately started claiming that NLE The Great was using bots to inflate his numbers, fake comments, fake engagement, artificially pumped streams. They dug up old clips of NLE openly praising YoungBoy, calling him better than everyone, showing love publicly. They screenshotted everything. They made compilation videos. The internet became a battlefield. And NLE clapped back at all of them on Instagram story, pointing fingers at YoungBoy's own label executive, Mike Karen, telling him to pull his bots out of NLE's comments, the same Mike Karen who signed YB to a 5-album, $2 million deal back in 2017. Then NLE dropped a second diss track called Messiah, Devil's Diss, then a third one called Hello Revenge at the end of November. 3 diss tracks, 1 billboard, not one word back. That is either the most embarrassing one-sided beef in rap history or the coldest power move YoungBoy has ever pulled without even touching a microphone.
There is a very specific type of embarrassment reserved for the person who shows up to a fight, throws punch after punch after punch, and watches their opponent sip a glass of water and walk away. That is precisely what is happening right now between NLE The Great, formerly known as NLE Choppa, and YoungBoy Never Broke Again. And honestly, it might be the most entertainingly one-sided beef hip-hop has produced in years. If you're new here, hit subscribe and tap that notification bell right now, because the hip-hop watchdog keeps score, and somebody's scoreboard is looking very, very empty. Let's start with the origin story, because this beef goes back further than most people realize. The tension between NLE Choppa and YoungBoy traces back to January 2022, when DJ Academics posted a tweet praising YoungBoy for being on Demon Time. Lil Reese responded by implying YoungBoy was fraudulent, and NLE Choppa agreed with him. Choppa had previously defended King Von and Lil Durk, artists YoungBoy had already dissed. 6 days later, YoungBoy fired back with a diss track called Know Like I Know. That was 2022. 3 years later, NLE decided it was time to go nuclear. The recent change of his name to NLE The Great reflects a larger spiritual shift. And what kicked off this new chapter of beef was not a rumor or a social media post. It was a dream. NLE said he was awakened out of his sleep with a vivid dream in which he was holding a YoungBoy's head in his hand and bringing it to his father. He woke up, prayed about it, and decided that dream was a divine sign to drop a diss track. He told this story to Rolling Stone multiple times, by his own count at least 4 or 5 times in interviews. The man had a dream about decapitation, and decided to release it as a press release. The result was KO, released October 30, 2025, taking direct inspiration from Tupac's Hit 'Em Up, sampling the exact same Dennis Edwards record. The cover art featured NLE holding YoungBoy's severed head. The music video paid homage to Michael Jackson, Prince, Muhammad Ali, and Mike Tyson, and portrayed a YoungBoy-esque figure as weak and shivering. Theatrical, cinematic,